What if the biggest reason for your stress, jealousy, and broken relationships is something you're sharing without realizing it? There are 5 things you should never tell anyone, even your closest family members. Stay until the end, because the last one could protect your peace for life. Many people feel excited when they start something new. Whether it's launching a business, preparing for a new career, starting a fitness journey, learning a new skill, or working toward a personal dream, the first instinct is often to tell everyone around them. Sharing exciting news feels natural because we want encouragement and validation from the people we love. However, one of the biggest mistakes many people make is revealing their goals before they have made meaningful progress. Not everyone who smiles at your dreams truly believes in them. Some people may unintentionally discourage you by pointing out risks, while others may openly criticize your plans. Even well-meaning family members can sometimes project their own fears and limitations onto you. They may say things like, "That's too difficult, people like us don't succeed in that field," or "You should be realistic." These comments may not come from hatred but from concern, yet they can slowly weaken your confidence. Another important reason to keep your goals private is that talking about them can create a false sense of accomplishment. When people praise you simply for having a great idea, your brain receives a feeling of satisfaction before you've actually done the hard work. This temporary feeling can reduce the urgency to take action. Instead of spending hours discussing your plans, use that time to make real progress. Privacy also protects your focus. Every person you tell may have a different opinion about what you should do. One says, "Move faster," another says, "Wait." Someone else tells you to change your plan completely. Before long, you're no longer following your own vision. You're trying to satisfy everyone else's expectations. Keeping your goals private allows you to make decisions based on your own research, experience, and judgment rather than outside noise. There is also the issue of unnecessary comparison. Once people know what you're trying to achieve, they may constantly ask about your progress. Questions like, "How's your business going?" or "Have you achieved your goal yet?" can create pressure and anxiety. Instead of working at your own pace, you may begin rushing just to meet others' expectations. Every meaningful achievement takes time, patience, and consistent effort. Another reason for staying quiet is that not everyone celebrates your success. While many people genuinely wish you well, others may become jealous or hope you fail. They may spread negativity, criticize your efforts, or discourage you at every opportunity. You cannot control how others think, but you can control how much information you give them. Protecting your vision from unnecessary negativity helps preserve your confidence. Silence is often a sign of wisdom, not secrecy. It doesn't mean you don't trust anyone. It simply means you understand that dreams grow stronger through action rather than conversation. Just as a seed develops underground before becoming a tree, your goals need time to grow without constant exposure to outside opinions. This doesn't mean you should never ask for help. If you genuinely need advice, seek guidance from someone experienced, trustworthy, and supportive. Choose mentors instead of critics. Share your plans only with people who have proven they want to see you succeed and whose advice is based on knowledge rather than assumptions. Many successful people quietly worked on their dreams for months or even years before the world knew anything about them. People often notice success only after it becomes visible, but they never see the countless hours of hard work that happened in private. The real work happens when nobody is watching. Imagine 2 people starting the same project. One spends weeks telling everyone about it, while the other quietly works every day without making announcements. Months later, the second person has completed the project, while the first is still talking about what they plan to do. The difference wasn't talent, it was discipline and focus. The best way to surprise people is not with your words, but with your results. Let your achievements introduce themselves. When success finally arrives, you won't need to convince anyone because your work will speak louder than any promise ever could. Money is one of the most sensitive topics in life. Whether you earn a high income, have significant savings, or are struggling financially, sharing too many details about your finances can create unnecessary problems. Many people believe that honesty means telling everyone everything, but wisdom teaches us that some information should remain private. If people know you earn a good income, their expectations of you may change overnight. Suddenly, you're expected to pay for dinners, lend money, contribute more to family events, or help everyone who faces financial difficulty. While helping others is a good quality when done willingly and within your ability, constant expectations can become emotionally and financially exhausting. On the other hand, telling everyone about your financial struggles can also have negative consequences. Some people may begin to look down on you, question your abilities, or lose confidence in you. Others may offer sympathy but secretly judge your situation. Not everyone who listens genuinely cares. Some simply enjoy hearing about other people's difficulties. Money can easily become a source of jealousy. Even among relatives and close friends, differences in income or lifestyle sometimes create hidden competition. Someone who once celebrated your achievements may begin comparing their life with yours after learning about your financial success. Small misunderstandings can gradually grow into resentment. Sharing financial details can also attract people with dishonest intentions. Unfortunately, there are individuals who build relationships primarily because they believe someone has money. They may ask for loans, investments, or financial favors without genuine concern for your well-being. Once money becomes part of a relationship, maintaining healthy boundaries becomes much harder. Another important reason to protect your financial privacy is personal security. Publicly discussing your wealth, expensive purchases, savings, or investments may make you a target for scams, fraud, identity theft, or manipulation. The less strangers and acquaintances know about your finances, the safer you generally are. Being financially responsible doesn't require public recognition. True wealth is measured by financial stability, peace of mind, and the ability to provide for yourself and your loved ones, not by impressing others. Many financially successful people live modestly because they understand that displaying wealth often attracts unnecessary attention. If you're working hard to improve your financial future, let your habits speak instead of your bank balance. Focus on budgeting, saving consistently, investing wisely, avoiding unnecessary debt, and increasing your skills. These actions build lasting financial security, while talking about money rarely adds real value. There may be situations where discussing finances is necessary. For example, with your spouse, a trusted financial advisor, your accountant, or someone directly involved in an important financial decision. In these cases, openness is essential because trust and planning depend on honest communication. However, these conversations should remain limited to people who genuinely need the information. It's also important to remember that generosity does not require publicity. You can help family members, support charitable causes, or assist friends without announcing how much you earn or how much you have saved. Quiet generosity often carries more sincerity than public displays of wealth. People often assume that financial success automatically brings happiness, but it can also bring pressure, expectations, and unwanted attention. By maintaining privacy, you preserve your freedom to make financial decisions based on your own priorities rather than other people's opinions. At the end of the day, your financial situation is part of your personal life. Protecting that information isn't about hiding the truth, it's about maintaining healthy boundaries. Share financial details only with people who have a legitimate reason to know. Let your character define you, not your income, your possessions, or the size of your bank account. Quiet financial discipline usually creates more peace than public financial disclosure ever will. Every family goes through difficult times. Disagreements, misunderstandings, financial struggles, health concerns, or emotional challenges are a part of life. During such moments, it is natural to want someone to talk to. Sharing your feelings with a trusted person can be healthy and helpful. However, there is a big difference between seeking genuine advice and telling everyone about your personal or family problems. One of the biggest mistakes people make is discussing private family matters with people who have no role in solving them. Sometimes we think someone is listening because they care, but in reality they may simply be curious. Not everyone who asks questions has good intentions. Some people enjoy hearing about other people's problems, and later those same conversations become topics of gossip. Once personal information leaves your mouth, you lose control over where it goes. A conversation shared with one person may eventually reach many others. Details may be exaggerated, misunderstood, or completely changed. Before long, your private family matter becomes a public discussion, damaging trust and creating embarrassment. Another reason to protect family privacy is that emotions change. Today you may be upset with a family member, but tomorrow you may forgive each other and move forward. Unfortunately, the people who heard your complaints may continue to judge that person based on what you shared. While you have forgiven them, others may still hold a negative opinion because they only heard one side of the story. Sharing personal problems too widely can also weaken relationships within the family. Trust is built when family members know that their private matters will remain within the home whenever possible. If someone feels that every disagreement will be shared with friends, neighbors, or relatives, they may stop opening up completely. Over time, communication breaks down and emotional distance grows. There is also the danger of receiving poor advice. Every person views life through their own experiences. Someone may encourage you to make a decision that works for them but is completely wrong for your situation. If you ask too many people for advice, you may receive 10 different opinions, leaving you more confused than before. This does not mean you should suffer in silence. There are times when seeking help is the right thing to do. If a problem involves abuse, violence, serious mental health concerns, addiction, or legal issues, reaching out to qualified professionals or trusted individuals is wise and necessary. Keeping such situations secret can sometimes make them worse. The key is to choose the right people, not the largest audience. Healthy boundaries protect both you and your loved ones. Before sharing something personal, ask yourself a few questions. Will this person help solve the problem? Can they be trusted to keep it confidential? Am I sharing this because I truly need guidance or simply because I want someone to agree with me? These simple questions can prevent many future regrets. Strong families are not those without problems. They are families that learn to handle difficulties with patience, respect, and wisdom. Every home experiences moments of tension, but those moments do not need to become public entertainment. It is also important to remember that every family has unseen struggles. Social media often creates the illusion that everyone else has a perfect life, but behind closed doors, every household faces challenges. Comparing your family to carefully edited images of others only creates unnecessary dissatisfaction. Instead of discussing family problems with everyone, focus on improving communication within your home. Listen more, speak kindly, forgive when possible, and address issues calmly. Most misunderstandings become easier to solve when approached with respect, rather than anger. Your family's dignity is valuable. Protecting it does not mean pretending everything is perfect. It means choosing wisdom over impulse and privacy over unnecessary exposure. When advice is truly needed, seek it from trustworthy people with integrity and experience. In every other situation, remember that not every problem needs an audience. Many people become excited whenever they start a new chapter in life. A new business idea, a career opportunity, a major investment, a personal project, or a life-changing goal feels too exciting to keep secret. The temptation is to announce every plan before any real progress has been made. However, one of the most valuable habits successful people develop is learning to work quietly and let their results speak for themselves. When you tell everyone about your next move, you invite opinions before you have even taken the first step. Some people will encourage you, but others may question your abilities, criticize your decisions, or point out every possible reason you might fail. Even if they mean well, constant negativity can slowly affect your confidence. Another problem is that talking about future plans often creates unnecessary pressure. Once everyone knows what you're planning, they begin asking for updates. Did you start yet? How is it going? When will you finish? Instead of working at your own pace, you may begin feeling that you have to prove yourself to others. This pressure can lead to stress, rushed decisions, or even giving up entirely. There is also the reality that circumstances change. A business opportunity may disappear, a job offer may change, or your priorities may shift. If you have already announced everything publicly, you may feel embarrassed when your plans don't happen exactly as expected. Keeping your plans private gives you the flexibility to adjust without feeling like you owe everyone an explanation. Quiet progress also protects your focus. Every conversation about your plans takes time and energy. The more you explain your vision, the less energy you may have left to actually work on it. Instead of discussing what you will do, invest that time in taking action. Progress is built through consistent effort, not repeated announcements. Another reason to remain silent is that not everyone celebrates your success. While many people genuinely support you, some may become jealous or try to discourage you before you even begin. They may criticize your ideas, spread doubt, or compare you with others. You cannot control their reactions, but you can control how much access they have to your plans. History shows that many successful entrepreneurs, athletes, artists, and leaders spent years working quietly before the world noticed them. People often admire the final achievement without realizing how much preparation happened in private. Success is usually built in silence long before it becomes visible. Working quietly also builds discipline. When nobody is watching, your motivation must come from within rather than from external praise. This develops consistency, resilience, and patience, qualities that last much longer than temporary excitement. This doesn't mean you should never share your goals. There are moments when discussing your plans with a trusted mentor, business partner, spouse, or experienced advisor is beneficial. The difference is that these people contribute to your progress instead of distracting you from it. Choose advisors carefully and avoid broadcasting unfinished plans to everyone. Imagine an artist painting a masterpiece. If they stop after every brushstroke to ask for everyone's opinion, the painting may never be completed. But if they stay focused until the work is finished, the final result speaks for itself. Life works in much the same way. Quiet effort often produces stronger outcomes than constant discussion. One of the most satisfying moments in life is surprising people with your achievements rather than your promises. Instead of saying, "I'm going to succeed," Quietly put in the work until success becomes undeniable. Results carry far more weight than words. Remember, plans are possibilities, but completed actions create reality. Protect your vision while it is still growing. Stay consistent, stay patient, and let your accomplishments tell your story. When the time is right, you won't need to announce your next move. People will notice it through the results you have already achieved.